Blessed day to you, all my sports to the bone people. Back at it again with another video. Thank you all for tuning in. Yes, my people. So I'm getting ready for day 2 of this second test match between West Indies and Australia. And I must say the bowlers, they did pretty well on day 1. So day 2 will be all about our batting. Time for the batsmen to show their worth. Yes. So we're going to talk strategy. We're going to talk how we need to go in search of 286. Plus, we're also going to be taking a look at Coach Darren Sammy. You know, after his bowlers did well on day 1, man did an interview and, you know, according to Sammy, the bowlers, they have done their research and he had a couple of things to say that we're going to touch on. So just give a listening ear until the end and let me know your thoughts. Also, if you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel. You know, turn on the post notification bell so when a video is uploaded, you can be notified. All right, let us start by taking a look at Coach Darren Sammy. So I am taking this from the ICC website, right? Obviously, Darren Sammy did his interview after the game, but for the video purpose here, I am taking this from the ICC website. So the headline says, Quicks buying in as culture evolves for new look West Indies team. So let me just read a little back to some of the information here before we go into what Darren Sammy, said. So this is it now. West Indies coach Darren Sammy has praised the efforts of his bowling group following another impressive display on the opening day of the second test against Australia in Grenada. Goes on to say the West Indies pace attack combined to take all 10 Australian wickets on a rain-interrupted day at the National Cricket Stadium on Thursday. Right? They say with the visitors eventually getting out for 286 in their first innings. Right? So that is basically the opening part there. So let's continue. It was the third time this series that the West Indies had dismissed Australia for a below par score, and Sammy believes the confidence is rising within his bowling group. You know, good that they have identified that, my people, right? Third time, obviously the first two, the first and second innings in the first game, and now the first innings in this second game. Some good bowling, my people. We have to say hats off. I said it yesterday in the review that, listen, whenever you go up against a team like Australia and you're able to get them out for under 350, you know, that's a good job. That's a good day's work. So this is Darren Sammy, and I quote, I more look at it like the homework we have done and our bowlers keep challenging the top order. Right? He went on to say, I mean, the bowling coach, Ravi Rampal, ever since he has come into the culture, we try to change, and it's more importantly the way the bowlers are buying to all. It's more importantly the way the bowlers are buying in to it, and we could see the result out there. So according to Darren Sammy, you know, they have been changing the culture since Ravi Rampal joined up with the team. You know, they have done some work and the players are buying into what they are selling based on what Sammy is saying. So Sammy went on to say the bowlers have done their homework, and when they put the ball in the right areas, it's not just the Australian. They would have worried any batter in any top order in the world. So Sammy is saying, listen, our bowlers, once they put the ball in the right areas, they can trouble any batsman in the world, right? That is Darren Sammy there. He went on to say, if you start the day with the opposition winning the toss and batting, and you restrict them for 280, you would take that. And I definitely agree. You understand? Even though Chase had said if he had won the toss, he would have bowled first. But, you know, you're asked to bowl, and you restrict the team for you bowl out the team for under 300. That is solid work. Now Sammy went on to say, we have played 3 innings against the number 1 team in the world, and we have got 30 wickets, probably 37 if you count all the drop catches. He went on to say they had patches after lunch today, which would have been yesterday, where we let them get away with it. But I think the session after that, when we got 5 wickets, kind of made up for it. End quote for now. And that is it, my people. When you go up against quality team, you're going to pick up early wickets sometimes, but you're going to have a 1 or 2 partnership that going come up and put up some resistance. They are the #1 ranked team for a reason. You understand? Very rarely are going to be able to blow through them for 180, 160. You understand? You're going to find a 1 man or 2 put up some sort of resistance to make sure that, they get something to work with. So that is definitely, I understand what Sammy is saying, but, the bowlers, the team will put up a little fight. So yeah, that is pretty much Darren Sammy there, my people, talking about his bowlers. Now, going into day 2, the batting is what we need to zoom in on. Yes, my people, the batting. Now, chasing this 286, I said this yesterday in the recap of day 1. The openers, they need to try and last the opening spell. Whoever they have opening, whether it is Pat Cummins and Stark or Hazelwood, whoever, they're probably going to bowl 5 or so overs each. If they realize that they are doing troubling us, they might bowl 6 each. But I'm feeling like I'm thinking 5 overs each. If we can last that, then we would have done some amount of work to basically not see off the new ball, but to get some of the shine off the ball, right? Their first change will be good. Whoever the 2 that they're going to use to open, they still have a 3rd bowler that is pretty good, and then the 4th bowler. You understand? So hopefully Craig Brathwaite and John Campbell can stay out there for a bit and not only occupy the crease but rotate the strike. It's 286. We need to go at it. We need to try and get it. If we can battle out the day or close to the end of, we can battle close to the end of the day, that would be good. It's going to be very difficult for us to bat an entire day against that bowling lineup. Not saying it's impossible, but we have to concentrate. And it starts with the openers. If the openers can go out there, face the first 10 overs, you understand, get some runs on the board, get a start, then that would be good. Casey Carty coming in at number 3. The first game, he didn't do too badly. I think he had 20 in both innings. Not to say 20 is a lot of runs, but if he can go out there, occupy the crease, score some runs, that would be good. That is all we are looking for. You understand? We just need people going out there and putting their shoulder to the wheel and working. We have Brandon King at number 4. He didn't do much in the first innings. In the first test, I think he had 20 in the first innings, and the second innings, if I'm not mistaken, he was removed without scoring. Or it could be the flip side, I don't remember. But yeah, he definitely needs to get some runs. Then Raston Chase will want to continue where he left off with that 40 that he was given out on. And we have Shea Hope, you understand. We have Justin Graves. Obviously, that's the batting. We have Shamar Joseph and Alzari and them guys that can chip in a little bit, but those are the players that we expect to do most of the work. We Sammy and the guy, Sammy and his unit or his team decided to go with the extra pacer, so I am thinking that we are a batsman short, but 286. We have to give the bowlers something to work with in the second innings, man. The batsmen have to try and go out there. If he's even to get 288 or 287, if he's even to get 287, that would be good. Obviously, we would like to get past it and take a lead, and then hopefully the bowlers can do some work in the second innings again. But the aim going into day 2 is to overhaul this total and try to see if we can get a lead. You understand? If we bat the entire day, I am not expecting us to score 350, 380. If we get 290, if at the end of the day we take the lead by just a few runs, I would work with it. You understand? I would work with it. So, it's all about guys just going out there, rotating the strike, remembering that it's not T20 or ODI cricket. If 3, 4, 5 overs pass and you don't get a boundary, don't worry about it. Try to pick the gap, rotate the strike, you understand, and just, value your wicket, value your wicket. No need to pull out reverse sweep and ramp and all of them sort of things if it is not necessary. You understand? You want to show intent, yes, but you can do so carefully. So yeah, let us see how it go. Oh, we're not going to be able to do the watch along for the first session, my people. Right? The first session, we always like to do a watch along, but today's what, July 4th, big holiday where I am. So my son will be home with me. His preschool will be closed. He'll be home with me. So I can't do the live show while he's here. Man, going to tear down everything. Big up on yourself, my people. Stay safe. Bless up.